the game is all about the glory. And let's hope that Spurs can go through to the semi-finals, and let's hope that Spurs can lift the trophy this year.
Well, Chris, all the best tonight. Get behind them, and we'll speak soon. Thank you very much. Feels like make or break time for Ange Postecoglou, doesn't it? Tottenham will need to win in Frankfurt to keep their season alive. The first leg finished 1-1, and this is their last chance of winning a trophy. So let's speak to Chris Cowlin from the Spurs Chat podcast. Chris, thanks for taking the time to join us. You're out in Germany. What's the atmosphere been like, and how are the nerves?
Well, of course, it is a very nervy game, Will. Thanks for having me on, by the way. It's a massive game for Tottenham. It's a massive game for Ange Postecoglou. And, of course, it is a massive game for us Spurs fans because, as I always say, trophies are way, way overdue at Tottenham Hotspur, and the league position is absolutely dismal. It's going to probably go down as the worst league season in the Premier League era for Tottenham. And this is what it's all about now, the Europa League, our last chance of winning a trophy, the chance of Ange Postecoglou keeping hold of his job, because there is a lot of discontent amongst the fan base right now. But I would say that the overall mood in the fan base at the moment, we're all nervous about this game. We all want to go through to the semi-finals, but consistency has been a big, big problem this season. We have seen a handful of games where Spurs have played extremely well and we've picked up really good results. But in Europe, it's very difficult going away from home. We know what the atmosphere is going to be like today in Frankfurt, but these players need to step up. They need to give absolutely everything, and Ange Postecoglou needs to deliver because he's got all of his squad back, all but Heung-min Son. He's gone on so often about players being out injured and having players unavailable, but Kulusevski for me this evening is going to be absolute key. But as I say, the players need to step up, and Ange Postecoglou needs to deliver, and also the fans need to get behind the team this evening.
Yeah, we just saw the Spurs fans enjoying the local things on offer, the Steins. I don't want to keep you long in the hotel room. You need to get out there and enjoy it, Chris. But Ange, ahead of this one, has said he doesn't care about the speculation around his future. Do you like that take from Mr. Postecoglou, or is the pressure starting to mount, starting to get to him?
Well, I think it's very fair to say, Will, that, he said that, he don't mind pressure. He actually thrives on it. But whenever, the media have put difficult questions to him, and whenever the fan base have questioned him, he has become extremely grumpy now. And the pressure really is on Ange Postecoglou, because these recent performances, the recent results, you look at the Wolves performance and the result, Fulham, Chelsea, these away games have really struggled away from home. But Postecoglou now needs to deliver. He said that, that famous line, always deliver a trophy in my second season. Well, this is the last opportunity to do that. But he has lost, the confidence by a lot of the fan base week by week, which is really sad to see. But I would love to see Ange Postecoglou prove everyone wrong. I'd love to see him put this trophy in the cabinet. But from what we've seen in recent weeks and months in some of these games, it just hasn't been good enough. So I just hope that he can motivate these players to get a result this evening.
He's lost the majority of the fan base. I mean, I'm just thinking back to that game against Bournemouth where, we saw the footage and we saw Postecoglou exchange his thoughts with some of the Spurs fans. That was back in December. We're in April now. I mean, would you say that he has lost all of them? Are there some Spurs fans still with him?
Well, from the podcast that I record a couple of times a week, we gauge a lot of the fans' thoughts on there. And, a lot of people are still with him. I would say the majority aren't. But that's why I said I love the fact that, if he could prove everyone wrong and put a trophy in the cabinet, it would be great to see. But I feel like he has been extremely moody towards the fans. I don't see that he is, been talking about the fans in the previous couple of press conferences, and you need the fans on board. But such an important game this evening, I would hope that the fan base do get behind the team. I know there is a lot of frustration with the manager. There is a lot of frustration with the players. There's a lot of frustration with the board. And a lot of fans have been arguing amongst themselves this season. It's a very, very difficult situation that we're all in at the moment. But we just need to try and put this trophy in the cabinet, because the thought of no European football at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium next year, is a dismal one.
And if Spurs do go out tonight, I hope they don't for your sake, Chris, but if they do, will the Postecoglou Remainers turn?
As I said, I think that Postecoglou has lost fans week by week, and I feel like this would probably be the final nail in the coffin if we did go out this evening. But my question and my worry would be what next, because in the last 7 years or so we've gone round in circles. Some people would say that we've even gone backwards. I feel like the club need to show more ambition, and we need to do a lot more in transfer windows to back managers, and do a lot more, because a club like Spurs, we should not be without a trophy since 2008. We've gone through multiple different managers, and a lot of the fan base just want to see a lot more ambition. And as I said, if we're not playing European football next season, that would be dreadful.
Let's finish on a positive note, Chris. Come on, before you get out there and join those Spurs fans. Look, you win this game tonight. You're a game away from a final. Postecoglou keeps his promise of winning things in the second season. You keep Ugo Ekitike quiet. Can you see all of this happening tonight? Look, there's still reason for optimism.
Look, if I felt all doom and gloom, there's no way I'd have got up at 4 a.m. this morning and travelled out to Frankfurt to watch this game. So I live in hope. I'm a very positive fan. Always try to be positive about my club, and I just want to see a special night. I was there in Amsterdam back in 2019. We know that miracles can happen. We know that special glory nights can happen, and the game is all about the glory. And let's hope that Spurs can go through to the semi-finals, and let's hope that Spurs can lift the trophy this year.
Well, Chris, all the best tonight. Get behind them, and we'll speak soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There we go, Chris Cowlin from